No.
And now the story has moved on. It's developing this evening. The understanding at Sky is that Liam Rosenior is flying to London tonight and that he will then interview for the position of Chelsea head coach tomorrow. Which, if you look at everything, that
it's happening, isn't it?
It's happening, yeah.
I don't know why you're beating around it. It's happening.
Well, I'm not beating around it. I'm giving what the formal story is. I can't go. Liam Rosenior's on his way, and he'll be Chelsea manager tomorrow.
Everyone knows he's going to Chelsea Football Club. He was favourite in the betting, if that's your type of thing. But in terms of what he's done, obviously he was at Hull, he was Derby interim. I think the appointment is bold. I think it's brave. I'm talking like he's got the job if he does then sign and everything goes ahead. But it's what he's done at Strasbourg. I think that, the Chelsea group, so you can speak, the top of the Conference League, the 7th in League as well. But more importantly, it's the style of play. There's been reports from Chelsea, from my sources at least anyway, that they like him because he plays attacking style of football.
The other thing, and people will go, well, it's the obvious appointment because he's within the same football group. Mm-hmm. What you could say is, Daniel, that by being in the same football group, whilst the style of play is important, they know exactly how he operates. They will know how he reacts I know it's at Strasbourg in Ligue 1, but they will know how he reacts in good situations, in bad situations, which you don't necessarily know when appointing a manager from outside. Is that a positive for you?
It's a positive, but I also feel it works both ways. He knows what they expect. He's worked in the confines of that, group now. And we hear a lot of managers or coaches, you can see from how people talk now, there's a distinct difference between the two, a manager and a coach. I believe they're hiring a coach in Liam Rosenior if he does get the job, because I think he will. He's been working with young players. He's worked with young Chelsea players on loan. I think he's going to come to this football club. And look, it's going to be a difficult job, because there's going to be eyes on the outside, and the expectation in the fan base now is that he's got to come in and hit the ground running. And I think he will be under a little bit of pressure if the results don't follow, because it's happened so fast. That's the thing for me that I'm concerned about. I love the fact that he's going to get the opportunity if he does get it, because young English managers at clubs like Chelsea, it's few and far between that they'll come in inexperienced as well and get this opportunity. But I'm very excited for him, and if he is the manager, I wish him well, because I would love to see him do well there.
What's the expectation, though? You've played for Chelsea when you won the Champions League, you won the league, and Chelsea fans, no disrespect to Liam, they're maybe expecting a massive name. Yeah. Chelsea have gone down the coach route, and by all accounts, he's a very good coach and plays good football. But what are the expectations now for Chelsea?
Well, the expectation, I think, at the start of this season, off the back of winning those 2 cups, was maybe a little bit of a change. Can we now creep from getting in the Champions League a little bit more, and sort of show the progress? And I think that Maresca did show that progress. I think now it's about saying, if we get top 4 now, that's an achievement for me. Considering the managers coming in now, potentially there's going to be a formation change, or will he come in and do and work with the players, and that's going to be one thing to deal with. Then you've got to deal with the expectations of the fan base. So I think the ownership group are going to allow him to have time. But historically, we know what Chelsea have done in terms of managers and the level of managers that they've brought in. They're all legendary guys, like I said earlier on, big name coaches. Liam Rosenior has to come in there and potentially earn the respect of the players.
And so that was what I was going to ask you both. Is the fact that this is a young squad actually an advantage for Liam Rosenior, in that your environment is a very unforgiving environment within a football squad. Because they are young and quite a lot of them inexperienced, are they less likely to go, well, come on then, show us what you've got? You talk about those previous Chelsea managers and the big-name managers, but they would have had a squad where, I don't know, a Drogba or a Hazard or a Terry or a Lampard who had been successful would then go, well, come on, show us why we deserve to be with you.
Well, again, it could go both ways. You've got a guy who's won the Champions League in Reece James, a World Cup winner in Fernandes. They're two top players who you would argue have been there and done it, right? So he's obviously got to go in there. He'll have conversations. There's always senior meetings when a new manager comes in. You speak to 4 or 5. You bring in, come into my office, let's have a chat. Let me know how things have gone in the past. How do we move this thing forward? What things were right? What things were wrong? Those are the types of conversations that typically happen behind the scenes. Then the players will be looking and saying, okay, how are we training? You know, what's the focus here? Certain guys will feel the love. Certain guys will feel like, yo, I love this. And there's going to be a group of players who, unfortunately, will be gutted because now I'm probably not part of the plans because this manager sees things differently. And that was the thing when Maresca came into the club, is that certain players were deemed surplus to requirements. And then you get, situations where you sort of think to yourself, I've not had a chance. So I'd like for Liam Rosini to come in and have a good look. But at the end of the day, there's no time.
Well, that's why I asked you about expectation. When you say
the expectation is top 4.
Well, what do you think
if
their
you're not in the top
expectation
4,
should be? Champions League.
I think Champions League is realistic with the squad. I think go as far as I can in the Champions League. I've said it many times before. Chelsea can beat anyone on their day, as proven in the Club World Cup. But when you've got that amount of youngsters at this period of time, top 4 is realistic. Whether the fans want to hear that or not, I think with a new manager, inexperience, and younger players, that is a realistic target.
So that is the news this evening. Liam Rosini heading into London, and he will talk to Chelsea about the head coach's role tomorrow.